Hey there, Detroit sports fanatics. I'm Taylor Phillips, and welcome to Taylor's Detroit Sports on Spreaker. You can also find this and all other episodes of Taylor's Detroit Sports on iHeartRadio. Straight and full Detroit and Michigan sports coverage 100% of the time. If you have any opinions on everything that's going on in the Detroit sports world, call in or send a text message live on the show at 231-429-3668. Also, you can add me on Facebook as Taylor Phillips, online at facebook.com/TaylorGatorPhillips14. Like my Facebook page, Taylor Phillips' Detroit Sports page. Join my Facebook group, Taylor Phillips' Detroit Sports Group. And follow me on Twitter at DT2Phillips with 2 L's.
Episode 142 is live and rolling on Taylor's Detroit Sports on Spreaker and iHeartRadio. Call in or text live on the show at 231-429-3668. Again, that is 231-429-3668. Only a couple things to touch on, and they are both big today. The trade deadline has already passed. The Red Wings get a left winger, Eric Cole, from the Dallas Stars. He used to play for the Hurricanes lately as well, but they got him from Dallas for Matthias Backlund and Matthias Janmark and a future second-round draft pick. They also got in return a future third-round draft pick. That trade was last night. And then earlier today, they made a trade with the Devils of New Jersey for right-handed shooting defenseman Marek Zidlitsky in exchange for a future third-round draft pick. What made me tick, though, although Zidlitsky is what the Red Wings needed, a right-handed shooting defenseman who has a lot of experience. He's 38 years old. What made me tick, though, is they were in talk. Red Wings general manager Ken Holland was in talks with the Maple Leafs about a possible trade for left-handed shooting defenseman Dion Phaneuf. The Maple Leafs wanted Brendan Smith, the Red Wings defenseman, and Stephen Weiss. Phil Kessel was also up for grabs too, but he was not mentioned in that possible trade. Ken Holland then said he was done making trades after the Zidlitsky trade.
That is not what I want to hear. What's your problem there, pal? Can't a guy get a bit of sleep? Don't bug me.
I'm not 100% sure why he was done. This was an urgent trade that the Red Wings had to make and could have made, but they did not. Instead, Ken Holland wanted to keep Brendan Smith, who over the last 2 seasons, including this season, racked up over 120 penalties thus far, on pace for, I say 140, 150. The 140, 150 range in penalty minutes the last 2 years, including this one. Last year and this year combined. I mean, Brendan Smith is improving a little bit in terms of stats. He's got 10 goals and double-digit assists. But his penalty minute, but the penalty minutes he kept racking up so much the last 2 years has been killing the Red Wings. I need to look it up again. Actually his career has 10 career goals. He's got 4 goals and 7 assists. That is definitely not much. Definitely not much. He's not really improving in statistics either. I was wrong. So I don't know. I guess Brendan Smith can still play good defense, but in terms of penalty minutes, he's a disease. And he's a restricted free agent at the end of the semester, at the end of the season. Sorry, I must be in school a little too much, but at the end of the season, he's a restricted free agent. Holland still could have traded Brendan Smith and Stephen Weiss to the Maple Leafs for Dion Phaneuf. Why have just one defenseman, Marek Zglitsky, when you can have 2 valuable defensemen, a righty and a lefty? Could have been even. Instead, you stuck with your men. You stuck with your man that kept making mistakes. That is so mediocre.
Hey, listen to me, Hussy, you idiot!
Yeah, there's my message to Ken Holland there. I mean, you've won 4 cups. 97, 98, 02, and 08. But that's all in the past. The last 5 seasons, you've made 0 Western Eastern Conference final appearances, and you bowed out in the first round the last 2 times the last 3 seasons. That is just beyond disgraceful. So I broke down a pro and a con for you Red Wing fans. And most of you Red Wing fans are irritated about Brendan Smith committing too many penalties and not leaving. And I am too. I don't think I can come up with anything positive. With much positive, except he can hold the puck in and play great defense. He still doesn't produce enough stats or enough offense in general, and he keeps committing too many penalties. It's a joke and a disease. I'll tell you what else Holland can do. Turn Brendan Smith into an unrestricted free agent, from a restricted free agent into a UFA, and then cut him loose. Smith's not improving. Smith's not getting any better in terms of offensive stats, and penalty minutes. Last season, he committed 68 penalty minutes. This year thus far, he's committed 58. Through the first 4 months of the season. And he's on pace for over 70 penalty minutes, maybe up to 80. And it's getting worse. Two 429-3668 is the number to call in, or text message name, city, and state, please, if you're going to text. And keep it clean, please. This is a clean talk show. But if anybody's going to defend Brendan Smith like Raymond Bennett did last night on Twitter, well, then they're just not doing any homework. They're not even thinking clearly. Smith's not going anywhere. Nobody wants him.
Shut up, you idiot. What? Oh.
The Maple Leafs wanted Brendan Smith. I heard it on Detroit Sports 105.1 on its mobile app. It's streaming on its mobile app at work today on my headset. That's one of the things you should get down pat in your heads. That's all I'm asking. Could have picked up Dion Phaneuf for Smith and Weiss in a trade. Even Jonathan Ericsson has played better lately than Brendan Smith. Smith is not even improving at all. Ericsson has improved the past 6 games. Ericsson has not turned the puck over, and he hasn't committed too many penalties. Just a couple penalty minutes in the last 6 games, all on the road. That's good enough. I mean, he hasn't put up any numbers offensively. In those 6 games, but as long as Ericsson stays out of trouble, like he did the past 6 games, I'm cool with that. As long as he doesn't make any more dumb mistakes like he did the recent past, I'm fine with that. And I think Ericsson is playing better. Red Wings are home against the Rangers, who picked up Keith Yandle, who the Red Wings could have picked up. Yandle is a lefty, though. The Red Wings were indeed looking for a right-handed shooting defenseman. Ryan Schuling and I discussed it on Facebook, in comments, and in private messages. And he and I agreed. We also agreed on how bad Brendan Smith is in terms of penalty minutes and stats. Only 4 goals, 7 assists this year. He's just staying neutral in the offense, but he's getting worse in penalty minutes. He's becoming a virus. A deadly virus that most of you think that nobody else in the NHL wants. Again, Matt Deary and Tom Mazaway reported that the Maple Leafs wanted Brendan Smith. They also wanted Stephen Weiss. in exchange for a possible trade for Dion Phaneuf. Holland decided to tell them no. What a bonehead.
Hey, listen to me, Arthur, you idiot!
Just mediocrity once again. At least 2 trades are better than 1, right? Give me a break, though. But give me a break, though. Come on. That's not the main issue, though. There's still there's still an issue to address. 2 words: Brendan Smith. I want to go to the next topic, but I gotta look for the my next topic chime. Here we go. Okay, moving on from the Wings to the Lions. Forward down the field, a team that will not yield. I love that song. Let's get to the bigger story of the day in Detroit sports. The Lions have decided not to put a franchise tag. The Lions have decided not to put a franchise tag on their star defensive tackle Ndamukong Suh.
That's not what I want to hear. What's your problem there, pal? Can't a guy get a bit of sleep? Don't bug me.
Meaning they have decided not to pay him the $26.5 million for a long-term extension. But I also heard on Detroit Sports 105.1 that Matt Derry is opinionating that Ndamukong Suh is done, meaning the Lions are parting ways with him. And I thought it was being negative.
Crybaby! How long are you going to keep whining like a child? You're just a crybaby!
I mean, the Lions still have until next Tuesday to re-sign Suh. The Lions still need him. They don't have to put a franchise tag on him, but they still need him. They need him to step up and play defense. That's the main thing. What do you guys think? 231-429-3668 is the number to call in live or text message. Name, city, and state. If you're going to text, please and thank you. And Ndamukong Suh not having the franchise tag put on him by the Lions, whereas everybody else. Derry's point was they've negotiated with him for years. And my point is, well, I agree with Derry, but I still think the Lions are still negotiating with Ndamukong Suh. There were rumors earlier in the 2015 NFL offseason that Suh wanted to sign with the Seahawks, but reports have said that he said the price was too high. Drew Lane is talking to Dave Burkett about Ndamukong Suh and the situation. I beg your pardon? I am drinking water. in case you were wondering whether I'm okay or not. I think that without Ndamukong Suh, the Lions don't have enough defense. I still think the Lions can re-sign Suh even without putting the franchise tag on him. He's not done in Detroit yet. Not officially. He's done in Matt Derry's opinion.
Crybaby! How long are you going to keep whining like a child? You're just a crybaby!
Still can't believe the negativity of Matt Derry on Ndamukong Suh. Tigers just beat the Mocs of Florida Southern 12-2. Kyle Ryan the win, Austin Barnett the loss. The Lions have also re-signed defensive end Darryl Tapp to a one-year deal worth $870,000, according to NLive.com, and they have officially re-signed backup quarterback Dan Orlovsky.
I want you here. What's your problem there, pal? Can't a guy get a bit of sleep? Don't bug me.
Does that mean... re-signing Darryl Tapp is not bad. Not as bad, but... Not bad at all, in fact. But to re-sign Orlovsky... That is bad, because... or maybe a little, because that could also signify a sign that the Lions may be done with Kellen Moore. Which also is not official yet. Just a second, I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. There we go. That is a good decision for the Lions to make on defensive end. Re-signing Darryl Tapp to a one-year, $870,000 deal. I will report all of this news that went on today on tomorrow's 107.9 CDY Sports Update. I will email it to my friends, and then I'll post it on Facebook and Twitter, as always, as I do every weekday. I'll record them. I will record them on a field recorder here at home the night prior. So, other than the Tigers beating the Mocs 12-2 in Lakeland, just another easy piece of cake. But some of you say that the Tigers shouldn't ever play with the Mocs, but I actually think they should, because it's a great warm-up for spring training. A great scrimmage-type warm-up at Joker Martin Stadium. I don't see anything wrong with the Tigers playing the Florida Southern Mocs in Lakeland the very first day of the spring training preseason every year. it never gets old either. It's still the right thing to do. So that about covers everything, except for upcoming games. The Tigers take on the Orioles tomorrow in Lakeland at 1:05. Also tomorrow, the CMU Chippewas look to get back on the winning ways after losing badly to the Northern Illinois Huskies on the road in DeKalb. They're back home against the Toledo Rockets tomorrow at 7. Also at 7, Eastern Michigan visits Ball State. Detroit Mercy hosts Youngstown State. At 8 o'clock, the Western Michigan Broncos visit the NIU Huskies. And the Michigan Wolverines, at 9 tomorrow, visit the Northwestern Wildcats in Evanston. That is televised on BTN and BTN To Go and BTN.com. Wolverines are still struggling despite the upset over Ohio State. I still think it's great for Michigan and Michigan State both to upset Ohio State on their home courts. That's a great feeling to be a Michigan sports fan in that particular case. I kept forgetting for days to say that. So that's going to do it for Taylor's Detroit Sports episode 142. I hope you all enjoyed this podcast on Spreaker and iHeartRadio. You can download the Spreaker app and go to Spreaker.com. Those are your options. Make sure to tune in for episode 143, probably later this week. But nothing going on tonight in terms of Michigan sports. So, until then, this is Taylor Phillips saying TTFN, ta-ta for now.
I think we can close the logo now.